So it's been a minute since I've done this, but I was recently made aware of someone watching my blog, so I figured why not update with a new vlog episode. So here it is, February 9th, 2013, my first vlog of the new year, which I haven't done this in a while, and I need to do better. But yeah, it's coming up on Valentine's Day, 5 days away. This is the first year in 5 years that I haven't been dating someone, so I guess it's technically my first singles awareness day, but I am not single. I have two Valentines. This right here, Jose, and my other boo, Jack. So I am not alone. They are here for me. Um, but yeah, it's been an interesting year so far. I've seen a lot of people who I didn't anticipate seeing this year. I've met a lot of really great people. So 2013 has been pretty good for me. Inauguration was a couple weeks ago, and I had two friends come out for that. So that was pretty fun. I went to the staff ball, which is actually a story in and of itself. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and tell it. So, inauguration was a Monday, staff ball was a Tuesday. The week before the staff ball, went on a date with this guy. It was fine. It wasn't anything special, but it was fine. Um, then the next day, he got his phone stolen when he was waiting for me for the date. Awkward. So the next day, he hits me up on Facebook chat, and he's like, "Oh, do you want to be my date to the staff ball?" I said, "Sure." Like, why wouldn't I go? Um, so the next week rolls around. I was sick as a dog on inauguration day. Like, had a fever, sweating it out, couldn't go with my friends in the city. Was not fun. So I was kind of concerned about my state of being for Tuesday, which was staff ball. Um, but I ended up popping Motrin, sweating, woo, get to the convention center for this staff ball. My friend who came in town from Peoria also worked on the campaign in Ohio. So he was meeting up with some Ohio people around like 5:30. The ball started at 6. So he and I went our separate ways. Met up with my date. We go in, go through security, all of that, cool. See some of my friends, see some of his friends. We all get in the drink line because you had to buy tickets to then go to the bar to buy drinks, which was stupid. But we were in the drink line for like ever. So my date meets these two guys in front of us. They're chatting it up, whatever. I'm talking to two of my friends on the side. And then he kind of nudges me like, "Oh, meet these people." And so I turn to meet the guys who he's been talking to. And he's like, "Oh, hey guys, this is Jasmine." My name is Desiree. What? So I look at the guys who are like, "Oh, hey, Jasmine!" And I'm just like, turn and look at my date. And he's just like, his face is priceless. He's just like, "This is Desiree." I was like, "Yeah, hi guys, Desiree. Nice to meet you." They turn around real quick, and I don't blame them because I turned to my date. "So, who's Jasmine?" "You know, I just opened it. Anywho, um, this is worse for me than it is for you. I look like that guy." You are that guy. You're that guy who forgets your date's name. Like, yes, that is who you are. Um, and so he's just like, "How can I make it up to you?" I'm like, "You can't, but like, introduce me correctly for the rest of the night. Thanks." And so we go around, whatever. Vice President comes and speaks. President comes and speaks. Lady Gaga performed. Hey, yes, Lady Gaga performed. It was great. And then the wobble comes on. So, mass group dance. All the black people out on the dance floor dancing. Cupid Shuffle comes on. Except my date didn't dance. I thought that was kind of weird. He kind of just like stood around a little bit. He joined in. Not really. Cupid Shuffle comes on. Turn around. Oh, there's Chris, my friend from Peoria. "Oh, hey, how are you?" Blah, blah, blah. So it's like 10 by this point. I haven't seen him in like 4.5 hours. Like, we're all there hanging out, but he hasn't met any of my friends or anything. Hasn't met my date. So I'm like, "Oh, like, come meet everyone at the end of the song." So now I have to break it down a little. Like, my date's an attractive guy. Like, he's probably like 5, 5'10", 5'11", but really attractive guy. But Chris is like, anyway, so like 6'2", curly hair, blah blah blah. Chris is very attractive. So I walk over to my group of friends on my date with Chris, and my date just like deflates. Like you see the uh, in his whole being. I was like, oh, this is awkward. Um, so I introduced Chris. This is everyone. Chris, this is my date, Michael. Blah 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 blah. Everyone, corner of my eye. This is like maybe 30 seconds. Corner of my eye, see some of my fellow White House interns from a couple of years ago. I'm like, hey, hey, hold on. Run over, say hello, take a quick picture with them, come back. Where has my date gone? Vanished. Literally gone. Where has my date gone? Nobody knows. No, I'm asking questions. No one has answers. Um, Two of my friends who had been over by us and then wandered off somewhere come swirling back around, and I'm like, hey, where did Michael go? And they're like, the girl goes, Desiree, he went to go get some water. But her eyes said, do not mess this up by keeping your attractive friend around your date. Which I wasn't planning on. Like, I mean, he was just saying hello and taking a picture. Goodness. And so I'm like, guys, I gotta find my date. So, yeah, I'm gonna see you all later. Spend the next 20 minutes trotting around 5-inch heels searching for my date. All light-skinned men are not created equal, because I was walking up to people looking like, are you my date? Like, are you my mother book? Like, the most awkward. And so finally, the ball is almost over at this point. And so I'm just like, let me beat the crowd. I'll go take these heels off, put my Toms back on, and chill right outside of the ballroom. As I'm like about to go out, cross paths with my date, who comes over and he's like, oh, I just wanted to give you and the person from your past some space. Really? Really? You leave me with a fever in a crowd of hundreds of people because you're insecure? Do better. He's like, oh, we can just dance now, whatever. There's 2 minutes left. Like, there's not even a full song left to dance to. What are you talking about? And so we go out, like, leave the venue, after he insists upon getting some of the decorative cake. And so it's really awkward because, like, Chris comes out with his friend, everything. We're all headed in the same direction. Get on the same train. Get off at the same stop. And so Chris goes to hail the cab for us, and he's, like, the guy is, like, walking back to his place. And so I'm going to get cash for the cab, and he, like, exits the station, and he's just like, yeah, I'm sure I'm leaving you in good hands. Really, sir? Really? And so I just said, yeah. At which point our date was over, and he has since hit me up a couple times since. What do we have to talk about? You forgot my name and you left me. There's nothing to say. And then he tried to say, oh, you didn't introduce me as your date to Chris. Really? Like, that's your qualm with me? Come on. Like, do better. So yeah, this is why these are my Valentines and not a real person. But that's enough for today. I don't want to bore you all. But yeah, check out my blog, Inverted Introvert, the Tumblr one, and check out my Twitter and all of that jazz. But yeah, I will have to do this vlogging thing a little more often. So, catch you all later.